All right, so today we're talking about the Constitution. You should know what that is from the dog. We're going to concentrate today on the key leaders, specifically two key leaders, but before we can get to that, let's talk about background. The Constitution itself, three things you need to remember. First, it established a government that shared power between the national or the federal government and the state governments. Remember, the articles were too weak to balance that. Second, it protected the rights of states. And third, it provided a system for orderly change through amendment. So if we didn't like the new Constitution, we could change it, and we have done so. All right, today's questions, two of them. Number one, that hand is stuck, and yet it's writing. It's awesome. How did the delegates to the Constitutional Convention balance competing interests? And what that's weird. What compromises were reached at the Constitutional Convention? So, I'm going to write those down. Anything? That's pretty good. Look at compromises and what the delegates did. Now, our two leaders, the first one you've heard of, his name is George Washington. After successfully winning the war, he wanted to go home and be a farmer, but no, they said, please come back and help us fix this government. There he is. Now, when it comes to Washington, there are four things you need to remember about his contributions, four of them. The first one is prestige, second is prestige, the third is prestige, and the third one, he presided at the convention, and although seldom participating in the debates, in other words, he didn't say much, he lent his enormous prestige to the proceedings. They were afraid people would realize, hey, this meeting is not exactly legal, so they brought George Washington in to make the whole nation support it, because they love George. The second guy, also a Virginian, named James Madison. He's the father of the Constitution, brilliant political philosopher, and often led the debate, kept copious notes on the proceedings. So most of what we know about this we have from James Madison's notes. Fourth, final thing you need to know about Madison is he authored the Virginia Plan, which is the concept of a three-branch federal system, the one we're familiar with today. My numbers are all messed up, but you see it. So originally the Articles of Confederation only had an legislative branch. Now we have added the executive and the judicial. I lied. One more thing about Madison you need to know is he authored most of the Bill of Rights, which, remember we talked about changing the Constitution? The Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments. So these were things that the founders said we have to protect our freedoms. And we'll talk a lot about those later. Sorry there's nothing funny to add. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next one.